Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Melissa Benoist and what's been going on with her recently. So this is going to be a big update video. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so this is an update video for those of you who follow my channel that are Supergirl fans, that are Melissa Benoist fans, like myself. I've been keeping up to date with what she's been doing. Obviously it's been the strike, so no one's been able to work on anything, but we know she has this big overall deal with Warner Brothers, so she is starring in this HBO Max show that's supposed to come out sometime later this year, which I'm looking forward to. That is titled Girls on the Bus, but also she is supposedly producing some stuff. And so over on Cameo, which we've talked about previously, that Melissa Benoist started doing that during the strikes, people have been sending in many questions and she's been answering a lot of them. So I want to give a big shout out to the account Benoist Files on Twitter. Basically they post like the best of Melissa Benoist and they've been posting a lot of these cameos, and it gives us a good insight into what is going on with her right now. And I just wanted to do like a general update video. It's not all to do with Supergirl, it's basically to do with her, what project she's working on next, and if she's making anything else, and basically some of her thoughts on Supergirl and directing and what some relationships were like in the TV show. So yeah, this is kind of like a big roundup video from the Benoist Files, because they've got all, or at least most of Melissa's cameos that she has been posting online. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So the first video we're going to talk about, and I will leave these all linked in the description below, is to do with Melissa directing an episode of Supergirl. She basically, in this 2-minute video, recounts what it was like to direct that first episode of Supergirl that she did. Don't remember what season it was, but it was a good episode, I remember. And so basically she just talks us through her experience, give us a little bit of an insight into what it was like to direct a Supergirl episode, especially as the lead actor of the show. Basically she goes into detail about how she had some control when it came to production, like actually when they were actually filming, but beforehand she didn't have like too much say apart from, you know, choosing certain locations, because that's just how those TV shows work. That's how main big shows that have been going on for a long time, they don't give much control to the director. The director's mainly there to be there on the day and to be there in the editing room afterwards, and that's what Melissa Benoist says. She says basically she got more of a say when it came to actually talking to the actors, those who are obviously the main cast members on Supergirl, and then later in the editing room it was just like one-on-one with the editor and her, and basically she really liked the experience. And obviously it's just a different type of directing experience than if you were to say direct a feature film where you have a lot more control when it comes to pretty much everything in production. But yeah, this is obviously a good first step for Melissa. I'm sure she's going to direct a lot of other stuff when it comes to the future, but for now that is a very good insight, and I'm very happy that she posted this video and someone asked this good question to her. But the next cameo that was posted was all to do with Supercorp, so that being the relationship between Kara and Lena in Supergirl. Obviously that was a big ship while Supergirl was obviously going on. We had before Kara and Jimmy, and then we also had Kara and Mon-El, but I would say the two biggest ones were definitely Kara and Mon-El and Kara and Lena, and obviously that kind of divided the fandom. I know that me myself, I really like Kara and Mon-El, but I always like Lena. And Melissa Benoist actually in this video goes on to talk about Supercorp specifically, so Kara and Lena, and she says basically all the actors, everyone on set was aware of the big fandom surrounding them and also the other ships on the show, and so they're all very aware. But obviously she doesn't know if like the writers were influenced by how big, say, Supercorp actually was to the fans out there. Like she doesn't know obviously because she's not a writer, but it was on everyone's radars, which is good to hear, because you know they're always very cryptic when it comes to, you know, relationships that, you know, didn't actually turn out to be true. And also just in general, like actors, I guess they have to focus on their work, and so they're not super into following what's going on online generally. However, some people are very involved. But it's good to hear Melissa actually acknowledging this, especially after Supergirl has ended, because now it's a good time to go back, reflect on the show. And so also in the cameo, she just talks about how it's nice that all sorts of fans, like all sorts of people from around the world, how everyone was different ages watching the show, was a big fan, you know, everyone had their own ships, everyone had their own characters that they liked. She basically talks about like how it was nice, and they all acknowledged it on set, how nice it was that Supergirl was seen by such a wide audience, and a lot of people had such passion for the show, which obviously continues afterwards. I mean, we're talking about Melissa Benoist, we're talking about, you know, Supergirl still, even years after it's ended. Like, it ended in November 2021 and now it's December 2023, so it's been over 2 years since Supergirl ended, which is kind of crazy to me that it's actually been such a long time. But yeah, I really like this cameo, seeing her being so open about the ships that obviously were very popular on Supergirl, and specifically Supercorp in this case. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So Melissa Benoist is back auditioning, she confirms in one of the cameos, and this is obviously after the strike has ended because they haven't been able to audition for a while, but that's really good news that she's going to be auditioning, she's going to be trying to get her next role. Like I said earlier, there is that HBO Max show that's coming out later in the year, but obviously this is for the future, talking about future projects, and we all know that she's definitely going to be in more projects as an actor, but also she's producing more, and so this is just really nice to hear. But talking about Melissa Benoist producing, she actually did another cameo where she reveals she has plans to turn her book series, which was called The Powers, into a TV show, whether that be animated or live action. That is something that she's trying to do with the power that she's got, because she's got that overall deal with Warner Brothers that's currently still on right now, and right now she hasn't actually produced anything apart from that TV show, and so clearly they got to get something going, and turning her book, which she actually did, which was more like a children's book series, The Powers, into an actual TV show is one of her top priorities. So that's very exciting. So Melissa Benoist is working on a new TV show and actually trying to make her book come to life, and I just think that is so exciting, especially because lots of people love these books. Obviously they put a lot of effort into creating these books, and I think it would be really cool. I'm a big supporter of actors and different people in the film industry, you know, creating their own content, and especially when you come from like a background like Melissa, where, you know, you're an actor, but then you say directed on Supergirl, then you get this overall deal with Warner Brothers. Like, she's going to make stuff. Obviously it's just going to take time to actually get going because this is pretty much a new thing, and so it would be great to see The Powers as a TV show, whether it's on HBO Max or not. But she actually emphasizes animation, so clearly that's the way to go. Obviously the book has some illustrations itself, so that makes a lot of sense. So be on the lookout for that. That is super exciting. I think that's definitely one of the biggest prospects out there in terms of Melissa Benoist's future, and so I can't wait to see what she produces. Okay, the final cameo we're going to be talking about is Melissa Benoist sharing her favorite career moments so far. Obviously she's been in quite a lot. There's been various films, various TV shows. Clearly she was a big thing in Glee, that was kind of like her breakout, and then she went on to Supergirl, and she was in Supergirl for 6 seasons and many crossovers. So obviously those are 2 big things, but in terms of all of the projects she's been in, she says she is actually really proud of Whiplash. I really like Whiplash. Whiplash is a great film, directed by Damien Chazelle, director of La La Land and most recently Babylon. I'm sure most of you guys know La La Land and are familiar with his work. And so Melissa makes a cameo in that film. She has like a fairly substantial role. That was an Oscar nominated film. It did very well, and it's probably one of the biggest projects she's been involved in terms of film. Like, I think it is actually her biggest film so far. And obviously she's made it very big in TV, so I would like to see her in more films in the future. And she also says that one of her other favorite career moments was presenting the Golden Globes with Grant Gustin quite early on into her career, and so that was definitely a big highlight of hers. So I really like getting all this insight into the past and insight into her future career. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Obviously this is for the Melissa Benoist fans, this is for the Supergirl fans. I know not everyone's going to be super interested in just updates, but me as a fan, I really wanted to make this video, and I know a lot of you guys are big fans because obviously we used to make a lot of Supergirl videos, a lot of Melissa Benoist related videos, so I felt like I had to make this. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And remember, you can watch these cameos by clicking the links in the description below to the Benoist Files. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.